So lately, I've been noticing a disturbing trend of people trying to cancel Overwatch 2. Like, I don't know about you all, but my YouTube recommendations is just filled with these garbage videos made by trend-obsessed Reddit YouTubers, just claiming how bad and terrible and evil Overwatch 2 is and, well, just trying to get the game canceled. Overwatch 2 sucks. Overwatch 2 is everything wrong with modern gaming. Overwatch 2 is greedy. Overwatch 2 made me depressed. Overwatch 2 shows everything wrong with living under an advanced capitalist society. These are just a few of the titles of videos I've been recommended this week, and I think it just illustrates the sad state of our modern cancel culture society. And the thing is, all of these videos, whether made by a large YouTuber or small one, lots of views or few views, well produced or lazily produced, whatever the case, all of these videos just make the exact same trendy points copy pasted from Reddit comments. And I highly doubt that the YouTubers behind these videos even agree with these arguments. They're just regurgitating the popular opinion in the gaming community to get more views and likes and comments being like, OMG, so true, wow, so based, wow, what a brave take. The fact is, for whatever reason, the gaming community has decided that being overly critical of Overwatch 2 is the popular opinion. Like, honestly, this game should just be called Overhated 2 at this point. However, in my opinion, Overwatch 2 is a fantastic, free expansion to the original Overwatch that has a more thought out gameplay direction than the original Overwatch. Honestly, with the exception of Elden Ring, Overwatch 2 is truly Game of the Year. Like, besides Elden Ring, what game really competes with Overwatch 2? Pokemon Legends Arceus is a half-baked game, even by Pokemon standards. The new Kirby game no one cares about. Tower of Fantasy died in 3 weeks, which I suppose lasted 2 weeks longer than I expected, so good on them there. Monster Hunter Sunbreak is just a disappointing Monster Hunter expansion, and Horizon Forbidden West is just a shittier version of Monster Hunter. Like, what games were there in 2022? Besides Elden Ring, this has just been a massive disappointment of a year for gaming, and I'm just glad we finally got something of passable quality in Overwatch 2 to end the year with. Anyways, I suppose I should quickly entertain the copy-pasted arguments I've seen from people hating on Overwatch 2. So, the main complaint I've seen about Overwatch 2 is that people are mad about the number 2 in it. Like, I don't know about the rest of you all, but when I logged into my Battle.net account the day after Overwatch 2 released, I noticed that my original Overwatch install was replaced with Overwatch 2 for free. And when I logged into my game, all my settings were intact, from its sensitivity to my hero specific settings to my graphic settings. It was almost like Overwatch 2 was a massive free update or something that gave some massive improvements to the gameplay experience. But people are upset because of the game's title and the number 2 in it. If it was just called Major Overwatch Version Update, no one would care. It's like if you got a remodel of your house for free, but your address changed and you moaned about how your free house remodel doesn't warrant a new address. Now, the other complaint I've seen on Overwatch 2 is the Battle Pass and how gamers prefer the old loot box system. And honestly, I just find this one hilarious, as recently the gaming community circle jerk was anti-loot box and that things should have a clear price tag on them. But when Blizzard does put a clear price tag on things, everyone be like, oh, actually I prefer the gambling loot boxes. It honestly is just bizarre to me. I thought we all really cared about the very real, totally not exaggerated epidemic of children getting addicted to online gambling. But actually, I'm now starting to think that people are just always upset when they have to pay money for things, no matter the context. Like, I don't know what to tell you all. Not everything is free. The world runs on money. If you can't afford something, make more money. Anyways, those are the two main criticisms I've seen. People getting mad at the number 2, and people getting mad that they have to pay money for things in life. You don't see people criticizing actual game mechanic changes like CC being reduced, tanks being reworked to feel more tanky and godlike, and team comps being reworked to limit the tanks to 1 per team, which greatly enhances the gameplay. None of that is criticized because frankly, most Overwatch players like these changes. Instead of on-point specific gameplay criticisms, I've just seen vague statements like, this game has lost its direction since Jeff left, which to any longtime Overwatch player is a hilarious statement. Overwatch never had good game direction, which was the problem and why the game got progressively worse over time. Like originally, the design was that you could pick any hero you wanted and have multiple of them. Then people went 6 maze and dominated, so they limited the heroes. But then people went 4 tanks and 2 healers and dominated, so they had to introduce role queue. And patches and patches and patches later, what we were left with when all was said and done was just a very frustrating to play 6-man deathball game where you spent majority of the match shooting shields and waiting for your ultimates to come off cooldown to actually make a play with your team. So when I see people imply how amazing Overwatch was under the direction of Jeff Kaplan nowadays, it's just very bizarre. It's like people are rewriting history just to hate on the newest Blizzard entry.